Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Circuit Board. We are continuing with Pokemon Blue version for the Game Boy. And yeah, last time we went through, Lavender Tower? And yep. So we are in the cursed Lavender Town. So everybody, again, viewer discretion.
Cover your ears, please. We don't want to be sued.
Last episode, I truly discovered how brutal Pokemon actually is. The third episode of this series I was considering because I can't remember exactly what it was about. I think it was because you mentioned there was a Pokemon War that they ended,
because of Lieutenant Surge.
Yeah, and they ended the war with weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah. And I also talked about how there was that one field of Pokemon that were vaporized, turned to stone.
Yes,
making up essentially a Stonehenge type of thing.
That was in the third episode, and I considered naming that episode Pokemon is Brutal, but I'm glad I didn't, because the last episode we did, I
opened your eyes.
It really was... It truly blew my mind, to be completely fair and honest about it. But yeah, here we are, continuing on our journey. In Pokemon Blue version, Zach is the one that is playing, because
You don't want to play?
he knows a lot more about this game than I do. If I was playing and I was in a battle, I would constantly be asking Zach which moves I should use.
Right.
So...
So, something that's been bothering me since the last episode, since we last recorded, because that was a couple days ago, the last time we played, I gave my Vaporeon Water Gun. If you're yelling me in the comments, I'm not sure. Is Water Pokemon. Water Gun Pokemon, thank you. Water Gun is 40 power. Please tell me that Bubble Beam is... Oh my god, I've been using the wrong move. If you're yelling at me in the comments, I'm sorry. We'll fix that right now. I need to go retrieve TM11 from the PC, I think it was, that I just read. My mistake. This game does not display which moves, the move power or anything. And I was thinking, Bubble, the move Bubble is Dog. But then you have, apparently Bubble Beam is the better one than Water Gun, so that's my mistake. I apologize. Holy shit. And we have to manage our bag too. I hate that about... That's one thing that a little bit bugs me. It's fine, but just inventory management in this game is a little annoying.
Yeah, see, if this was me playing, I would have no idea what I was doing, so...
Yeah, yeah, but you haven't played, so it's fine, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I have played this game, and so that's why I should be ashamed. We're gonna tackle. Get it, Bubble Beam and Water Gun. There. I've rectified last episode's mistake. But, alright. Let's continue.
But as you can probably tell, and as I mentioned in previous episodes, we are not playing on original hardware. We are playing on Analog Pocket. That was just the easiest way, non-emulator way, for us to
We prefer not to do emulation if we can.
Yes, we prefer to play on as original hardware as possible. Unfortunately, I do own a Super Game Boy, but I did not
bring it.
I did not feel like bringing it because I would have to. I did explain this in a previous episode, but I would have had to have taken it all the way across the country, which I did not want to do. So, anyway, that is an unfortunate part, but
this one. There's a guy in the corner here. Go ahead, laugh. Flat out busted. No more slots for me. I'm going straight. Here. I won't be needing this anymore. We can go play the slots.
oh, right. This
was before, what is it, ESRB is like,
Yes.
No, you can't put gambling in your game.
Well, even after that, it did create a big controversy.
Right. Okay, so the layout of this building, like, does that remind you of...
The layouts.
Yes. It looks a little bit like a Pokémon Center.
Okay. What?
They forgot to remove... They removed the PC, but they forgot to remove the function of the PC in the corner.
They just removed the graphic.
They removed the graphic for it.
Okay, I have a question. Can you walk
Yes.
into the place where...
Yeah.
Okay, so they also removed the collision.
So they removed the collision and the object, but the function is still there. Very well known. I just wanted to show Kevin because that's not one that Kevin would know.
I did not know that. That that brings up so many questions for me. Like, so, oh, that's so weird.
How would they do that?
Like, how would that even be
They just
a thing?
copied the room, but then, like, when they're editing it, they forgot, like, oh, we need to get rid of the thing.
Yeah, but that's also strange because that would mean the functionality of a certain room is tied to how the room is built and not necessarily the objects.
Oh shit, I tried to cut the Snorlax, ignore me. I was thinking about going up here, and then I'm, like, in front of the Snorlax, so I cut the Snorlax.
Do you do anything with that Snorlax?
How'd you get in?
During the...
Good effort. Yeah, we do. We'll get there in a second. That's up next on our agenda. Oh, you found my secret retreat. Please, don't tell anyone I'm here. I'll make it up to you with this. That's the HM for fly? HM2 is fly. It'll take you back to any town. Put it to good use. Not used that yet. I believe we need... I don't remember which badge. I'm assuming the grass type badge, which is in the city to the right, but that could definitely be wrong.
Hello, Mr. Snorlax.
Anyway, back to it. So that trainer in the top left there, I want you to remember them whenever we play Gen 2, because that character actually exists in Gen 2. But they moved locations in the couple... I don't remember how many years. I think it's a couple years, but it could be like 7. But in the time between the first game and the second game, that character moves.
Wait, Gen 2 takes place in the same region?
It takes place nearby. So, like, Gen 2 is adjacent to Kanto.
Okay. And which character?
The one that just gave us Fly.
Okay.
Because we'll see her in the second game. Snorlax woke up. It attacked in a grumpy rage.
Oof.
So that's why we have to do Lavender Town. We have to get the Pokemon Flute to get past the Snorlaxes that block the south.
Can we catch this Snorlax?
Indeed we can. And indeed we will try. Oh, it's kind of hard. There's 2 chances, so that's the problem with Snorlax. Just healed up all the damage we just dealt, so... Except it's gonna take a few turns and not do anything now. Do we have Pokeballs? We're kinda late to be asking that, but do we have Pokeballs on us by chance?
Hmm.
Okay, we do. We have 13. God.
Jeez. When it breaks free, does it wake up?
No. That's just a chance.
Oh. If it is asleep, will it still break free?
Yeah. It's easier to catch while it's sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Razor Leaf, if I'm not mistaken, has a really... Because it has an extended chance to critical hit, and because critical hits are really weird in this game, I think I heard that it's either a really, really high chance to crit, or it's 100%, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's just a really high chance.
Yeah!
Let's go!
Awesome.
Very lazy, just eats and sleeps. As its rotund bulk builds, it becomes steadily more slothful.
Yay!
Excuse me, wait up, please. No pedestrians are allowed on the cycling road. We don't have a bicycle.
Hmm. But don't we have a bicycle voucher or whatever? How?
So,
What happened?
if you just hold left, you can just bypass.
Oh my god, did they even play test this game?
Kevin, that's rude.
So,
It's a very small team of people.
Yeah.
Look up how many people
okay.
built this game. It's very impressive how small of a development team this game had.
So, the bicycle... The ability to use the bicycle isn't tied to if you have the bicycle item. It's only if you're in the area.
Well, this one, it automatically gives you the bicycle no matter what, but, yeah, kinda. Because you can use it elsewhere as well. Excuse me? You need a bicycle for the cycling road. Yeah, sorry. My bad. I'm looking for a Slowbro. Want to trade one for a Lickitung? Nah, I don't have any. Looking into the binoculars. There are people swimming. Pallet Town is in the west. Pallet Town from here. I mean, that would make sense. Look, I don't have the town map on me because it's taking up inventory space, but I think there's one of the Pokemon Center. I don't think so, actually, now that I think about it, because it's... Okay, where would I find a town map? Right there. Yeah, I guess you would be able to kind of see it. So, on the corner here, we were just there and we were able to see Pallet Town, it said through binoculars. I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me see your town map. Bye, guys. For letting me break it and enter.
I'm trying to find the number. How many people made Gen 1 Pokemon? Fewer than 10 people.
God damn.
Fewer than 10 people worked on this game.
Oh my god. I thought it was like in the teens, but 10.
Well, that's according to Google's AI. Maybe,
oh, okay.
Maybe I should actually...
Shit.
Um, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. Ken Sugimori, an artist and longtime friend of Tajiri, headed the department of drawings and designs of the Pokémon, working with a team of fewer than 10 people who conceived the various designs for all 151 Pokémon. That says designs, though. What about the actual game?
I don't know how to soft reset other ones. There we go.
What happened?
Soft reset.
What? Why? What happened?
We're doing glitches, man.
Oh, doing glitches.
Welcome to the Safari Zone. For just 500, you can catch all the Pokemon you want in the park. Nah. I'm
going to. I'm just.
Wrong.
I'm just going to assume that around.
Oh, it's currently active. I forgot about that. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no, the glitch is currently active. My bad. Oh. We're currently glitched.
And
so we went in the Safari Zone, and they gave us Pokeballs, 30 Pokeballs, I think it was, and told us that you have 500 steps, you can go catch Pokemon all you want, good luck. And then we just left. But I did save and quit first. Right now we're just fine. So, anyway. We're not gonna save because, we're gonna possibly have to do another save quit here in a sec. So. Just buying time.
So you have to do, what'd you say, 500 steps?
Yeah, we're taking 500 steps right now.
Gotcha. And then the glitch will happen?
Yes.
Epic.
I'm like, did I do it wrong? I'm like, oh yeah, it's not just leaving the building, you have to walk. Just doing our rounds. Oh, that's a nice little corner.
A little nice, cozy cubby hole.
A little niche right there. A little alcove. Might as well look at the Pokemon while we're here. Slowpoke. Friendly and very slow moving. Fancy. Catching one is all up to chance.
I got Slowpoke and Snorlax confused, and I'm like, that does not look like the same sprite that we just saw.
Name, Voltorb, the very image of the Pokeball. Oh, is this the sign for this one? Yeah. Name, Lapras, aka the King of the Seas. You try the Safari game. Some Pokemon can only be caught there. I'm currently in the Safari game. Fun fact. Name, Ammonite. A Pokemon that was resurrected from a fossil. Name, Kangaskhan. A maternal Pokemon that raises its young in a pouch on its belly.
It also calls us honey and sweetie and stuff like that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It should be closed. We're just buying time still.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't reached 500 steps yet.
Casually just have a Mew to cut down trees for... Ding dong. You run out of steps. Time's up. Your Safari game's over. You get a good haul? Come again.
Interesting.
Oh, I must have done it wrong. There's no sound. No music.
Weird.
Did I not? There's a special, like, note here. There's a special note that says that it can't be in specific areas, including this city. Damn.
So there's different safari areas, or
Different versions of different versions of this glitch. Because it looks slightly different, I believe, depending on where you finish it off. But we can't be in like cities for it. It looks like. So my apologies. We'll do that again. Where would you like to go?
so
Let's just go on the cycling road because we can go like up and down for crazy stuff. We might be able to burn. Oops. We might be able to burn the 500 steps a little bit faster. Also, I'm gonna, if it's okay, I'm probably gonna have this episode go a little bit over because we're goofing around with a couple glitches here and we're not doing any story progress. So we'll extend it just because we're goofing around. And so, so if you don't want to see me doing glitches, you can skip ahead and we'll do some actual like story progress.
yeah.
But I just want to have fun a little bit and show off some glitches to Kevin.
Yeah, I might even put a timestamp in for people who are less interested in glitches.
Or that, like, know these glitches and are like, yeah, it's old hat. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know if being on a bicycle will be a problem, though.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if being on a bicycle... Well, no, it shouldn't. It shouldn't fuck up the glitch when we come out of it. I should have come here in the first place, because this is a faster way of burning steps. Look how fast we're going. Yeah, we need to get a bicycle soon.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't want to get a bicycle yet, because I wanted to show off the cycling road thing. Because, yeah. Time's up. Your Safari game's over. I believe I did it right this time.
Ooh.
Can't go anywhere. Root soft block.
Awesome.
So this is what's known as Glitch City. I don't know if you have heard of that before.
I have not heard of it.
Because there is a person that makes, first off, there is a website for people that, like, people posted glitches to. I believe it's been taken down and is just archived now because of some, controversies within the community or something. But, there's also a, composers, or an artist, I guess would be another way of saying it, that, they like to remix Pokemon tracks, and so they make some pretty nice stuff. They also go by Glitch City. But both of those are named after this.
I see.
And we are stuck here, and so we have to reset the game.
Nice.
But depending on where you do it, you can actually get some vastly different glitch cities, but that is just an example of it, so we can get that out of the way. Got that a checklist of glitches that I want to try out and show off. Anyway, we'll actually progress this far as
Mm-hmm.
But the website was Glitch City Laboratories, and they documented a shit ton of glitches. But due to some like stuff that happened within the community, they kind of like disbanded there wasn't really anyone that could I think that like no one really wanted to keep monitoring and like moderating the site, and so they just
Right.
took it down. I'm gonna throw away a couple things. Max potion. We don't need that much HP right now.
Did they do glitches for just Pokemon games or
Yes.
different?
Pretty much exclusively. Which might be why you haven't heard of them, but
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure because it's.
There's a lot of items in this area. 2 items you can see directly on screen at one time.
How many did you catch? I'm bushed from the work. We don't have. We have 500 steps, so I don't want to burn too many talking to people. Okay, what do we get? An execute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I want an execute.
What was
Also,
that?
this is the Safari Zone music, and I'm not sure if you noticed, but it's the evolution music.
Yeah.
Why they decided to do that, I'm not sure.
Probably just time.
Save on space.
Yeah, space and time.
Time and space. Nidorina? We're flying on Nidorina, we don't need a Nidorina.
What's that sound though? That doo-doo-doo-doo.
That's the start of the evolution.
Oh.
When it goes doo-doo-doo-doo. I hate this. Our inventory is fucking full. God damn it. We don't need an antidote, I guess. Damn, 40. Which one is it? We don't have anyone to tell us what it is. Skull Bash. Skull Bash sucks, though.
F. Nidorino.
Ding.
What's the difference between Nidorino and Nidorina other than sex?
Nothing.
Oh.
This game was before they entered. That it was Gen 2 when they added genders. But the woke left is adding genders to my Pokemon games. They fucking didn't add genders until later, and so in this game to have like what is it, gender dimorphism between Pokemon, they had to do them as separate entries into the Pokedex.
Gotcha.
Nowadays, when they make 2 Pokemon that like are different based on the gender of the Pokemon, what they actually do is they're the same Pokemon, and they just have different forms, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But in this game, they did them as different Pokemon because of restrictions. Which I really wish they would have, combined them later. But then they would have broken up the original 150.
Yeah.
So it's kind of iffy. It kind of sucks. That's how it turned out. But Nidoran male evolves into Nidorino, and then Nidoking. Nidoran female evolves into Nidorine, and then Nidoqueen.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're pretty much the same Pokemon. They have slightly different stats, if I remember correctly. I don't know what those differences are. These are important. We need these. Like, this is one of the most important things here. Alright, toss the max potion. We're not going to need that much HP. Gold teeth.
Bruh.
Oh my god, too many items. Why did we come in here with a pretty much full bag? That was a big mistake. What is this? Would have loved to know what this item is. Double team. Cool. Like the big one, maybe. Yes. Bro.
Oof.
Bingo.
Remember when they added Poof to the Fairly Odd Parents?
I remember.
I wish I didn't remember.
I was getting worried that no one would win our campaign prize. Congratulations, you have won. You received HMO 3 Surf. Okay, we received the 2 items that we needed to get from the Safari Zone, the Gold Teeth and the Surf HM. We don't ever have to come here anymore. Have to.
Right.
If we're completing the Pokedex, it's a little easier to complete the Pokedex if you come here, though. There are some exclusives here. Boros, Chansey, Scyther, Pinsir, I don't remember if Execute. I believe Execute might be exclusive here. I just remember, I'm trying to remember if it's not, because I'm currently playing a game where I'm playing the remakes of Gen 2 right now in my off time away from this. Which you can get Execute just by having your Pokemon headbutt trees.
Yeah.
It'll knock them out of the trees. Anyway, I believe they're in this game though. I think they might be exclusive. So now we're just looking for Pokemon catch. We got everything we need.
I forgot that you could still catch Pokemon even if your team is full, because they get sent to the PC, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It would suck if not. Okay, we're not catching anything. Bye. Did you get a good haul? Come again. Hey, look, it's normal.
Yeah. The fabric of reality hasn't been torn apart.
Thank God. It'd be awful if that happened.
The fishing guru.
I don't have enough inventory space, sorry, man.
Is there a Pokemon Center nearby you could go to deposit items?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do next. I can't remember if it's here, or if it's somewhere else. I just vaguely remember there being an item here. Could be wrong. I'm wrong. It's, I believe, in the house then. Oh yeah, it's right there.
Oh. Behind a big...
Pokemon photos and fossils.
A big cotton ball.
So we're gonna get to in a moment. We're gonna go deposit some garbage. I guess we can also... Water gun.
We'll be able to, travel on water now, won't we?
We have to beat that gym if we want to do that.
Oh. This must be the water town. The water gym.
We already beat the water gym.
Oh.
That was Misty.
I forgot. You're right.
That is Koga, the poison type gym leader.
Yeah, deposit those TMs and other things.
I can poke flute, and we probably won't for a while.
What about bike voucher? You don't need that anymore since you willed a bike into existence.
You're right. I guess we can also deposit the down fossil, because we're not going to use that for a little bit longer. A little bit. We're getting close to that. We're going to need the gold teeth. Oh, we need to deposit the skull bash. We don't want skull bash in inventory. Skull bash. Bye, skull bash. We're good.
Pokemon Center. Have they changed that tune at all for the healing?
It's like the same tune, but like done
Yeah.
they've like done it on newer like sound.
Yeah.
Here, give the gold teeth to the warden. Oh, well, I guess because if you go talk to him initially, he's like, I'll talk to because he doesn't have his teeth and because he lost his teeth. But we give him his teeth. He pops his teeth back. Thanks, kid. No one can understand a word that I said. I couldn't work that way. Let me give you something for your trouble.
We got 04.
4. Strength. Strength is pretty good though. Really? We'll give it. I don't know. Let's give it to me.
What does strength do?
This requires strength to move.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Can we use it though? I'm pretty sure we can't. Nope. Can't do it yet. We need a badge. Damn it! Okay. Oh well. Let's go beat Koga, I think.
Do we need to beat that same gym to get to be able to use strength?
That one's for surf. It depends on the badge for which one. You look up badge strength.
Yeah.
Gen 1.
I will do that.
The invisible wall maze.
Oh.
Where are those? Where are the walls? I can't see them.
I think I know where they are.
They could be anywhere. Oh, I can't. This game. Let's see you beat my special techniques. Juggler wants to fight.
I'm looking.
Punch this fool.
You need the rainbow badge.
That's Erica. That's in the city that we rode the bicycle down from.
I see.
Oh, okay. So while I'm thinking about it, because I want to explain for future games, because it's different and it works different in these games. So Kevin, I was just thinking to swap into Vaporeon to use Surf to kill Kadabra, because Kadabra, maybe its special defense is still good, but its defense is pretty bad. But I was thinking like, oh, like it's more of a like super high special, super high speed stat. But I should point out that in these games, the special stat, there's later games it's special attack and special defense, right? This game is just special. So Pokemon's special attack and special defense are the exact same in these games. So if something has a high special stat, it is also super bulky. They quickly fixed that because that was a big
right.
But yeah, very weak to physical attacks.
You had me fooled.
Strength isn't the key for Pokemon. It's strategy. I'll show you how strategy can beat brute strength. I'm gonna throw out my Clefable and I'm gonna beat your ass. Hypno. Okay, you're gonna fucking use Hypnosis, probably? Maybe?
Possibly.
Confuse Ray? What are you gonna do?
Hell no, not a child predator Pokemon.
Oh no, not poison gas. I don't care. Really don't care. You did 2 damage. There you go, now you're doing some damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Pop a full restore. And got rid of the poison. Let's go. Go for body slam. We're probably gonna survive on 1/3. Nice!
Nice.
Body slam him again. Kill him! Kill him! Brute force, kill him!
He had 1 pixel of health left.
So that's why we... Thank God this is not a Nuzlocke. Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna try to get some levels on Vaporeon. No levels! This is... bull.
Cringe.
This is Tauros shit.
Oh no, Kringe.
Yeah, Kringe. Maybe I should go get some...
Yeah.
We had like base potions, so I believe I tossed them. But we can go buy some real quick. Is it right here? Why they have so many cut bushes and ledges in their town beats me, but it's annoying as hell to get around this town.
Yeah, they didn't do a very good job with the infrastructure.
I'd like to think though that like I said I cut down the trees to get through. Those are lined up with the hedge mazes, so I like to think that we're just like barging right through a fucking hedge maze.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, we gotta get through. Get 3 revives. Yeah, 3 full heals. That seems fine. What else we got? Maybe more supers.
So, since we haven't completed a gym in a town we've already passed by,
yeah,
does that mean you can technically do the gyms in different orders?
Correct. We didn't need to beat Lieutenant Surge when we did.
Will they scale to your levels?
They will not.
So there is probably a recommended way to do
And we
it.
are not doing it in the recommended order right now.
Okay.
Probably should. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's more fun to do stuff out of order.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, Jim, get ready to get
I wanted to
messed
become a
up.
ninja, so I joined this gym.
You joined a poison gym to become a ninja?
And he's a juggler. He's a juggler who wanted to become a ninja, so he joined a gym.
Not sure
Make
how...
it make sense.
I'm not sure that's the way it goes.
That's the thing with jugglers, they like to switch Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
That's the defining character trait of jugglers and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I think until later games too, I think they do it, but I'm not sure to what extent. I just know in this game they like to do it a lot.
Yeah. Makes it interesting.
Because most trainer eyes, they don't switch.
Yeah.
At all. I think.
I don't think I've ever experienced that.
Well, I don't know if you
played
can
Pokemon.
force a switch with, like, them not having any moves that... Like, I thought they have no Pokemon that can damage... Like, moves that can damage your Pokemon due to immunities. Maybe they'll swap. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
Yeah, we skipped Team Rocket hideout,
Yeah.
so we didn't get levels there. And then we skipped a few gyms, so yeah, they got pretty high levels. I just wanted to do this kind of because I wanted to do some harder fights right now because at the moment we had just been steamrolling through everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted a little bit more entertainment for myself. Oh, I guess I can show this off. So in this game, I don't know if you could see the difference, but it is like a flicker effect when you're poisoned in the overworld in this game. They cut that out of later games.
Well, actually, I have an interesting story to tell about that.
I think that your game was broken.
I did.
Then you turned it off.
It was Pokemon Sapphire, and the screen, when you're poisoned, gets screwed around, and I thought my cartridge was damaged.
Ooh.
And I was really upset. And I turned the game off, turned it back on, and it was still happening, and I'm like, my game is ruined.
Aww.
And then...
Poor young Kevin.
Yeah.
When was it? It was like, this was last week.
Yeah. But I was really upset when that happened.
Oh, that sucks.
And then
the
later,
thing is, I've seen like many people talk about that happening to them, so I knew immediately where the story was going.
Yeah.
Oh. Hopefully you figured it out.
I think I did make the connection later on that that's what was happening, because maybe it's because my Pokemon was poisoned, and then when the poison was healed after taking it to a Pokemon Center, it stopped happening, so I was like, okay, that's what that means.
Yeah, they don't really explain that to you.
No.
They're just like, figure it out, kid.
Well, they probably do in the manual, but who reads the manual?
Well, me on the car rides back from the store when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me getting...
True.
I think the biggest example of this was when I was out of town, and I got, because it was, I don't remember where I was, but it was right when Splatoon came out, and it's obviously a home console, but we were out of town, and so I was, like, really excited for the game to come out, so when it, like, why am I in the PC? So when the game finally came out, like, we went and I got it while I was down south, and I couldn't, like, play the game, but, like, I opened it up, I'm just, like, studying the manual for, like, a couple weeks, like, not a couple weeks, but, like, a few days to a week. Like, I really want to play this, but I can't. So,
yeah,
that's like the immediate memory that comes to mind. That I'm like, yeah, that happened a lot as a kid. Just like I want to play this, but I can't. So I'm just gonna read the manual the whole way home.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Fun memories.
I did the same thing with a lot of games, except I didn't have to wait nearly as long to play them.
Lucky
the ones I specifically remember was Fallout 3. When I got Fallout 3 for the Xbox 360, I studied the manual on the way home from the store, which the ride home was only like 10-15 minutes, and then I immediately popped it into the Xbox. But the other game was Halo 3 ODST, and when I pre-ordered the game so I could play as Sergeant Johnson in Firefight.
Yeah.
And so that meant the game was being shipped to my house. So I didn't go to the store, but I couldn't play it right away because I had to go out of town for a wedding. And I was going to be spending a couple days at the area, so I took my Xbox with me.
Right.
And the wedding was like...
The wedding was off.
The wedding was like 3 or 4 hours away, so I spent that time in the car reading the Halo 3 ODST manual.
Do you remember it from memory?
No. Except one detail. I was looking to see if Forge was in Halo 3 ODST, because Forge I spent most of my time
Halo Forge, like where you
yeah.
can like make your map.
Yeah,
Okay.
I spent most of my time in Halo 3 just making Forge maps.
Yeah.
And ODST introduced Firefight, and I'm like, it would be so cool if you could make your own Firefight maps. So I looked through the whole manual to see if Forge was included.
Gotcha.
And it wasn't.
Damn.
And I was a little disappointed. I was a little disappointed, but I was still super excited to play the game.
Yeah, that was one of my when I had like got games for my like mobile consoles. That was my favorite thing when I'm like on a trip.
Yeah.
We don't, as you've seen, we don't have anywhere to buy games here.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I always got my games when we went on trips, and
Right.
so I remember like one of my favorite memories was getting the chance to play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon for the first time, because I played it for like hours when I first. It was Explorers of Time, one of my favorite games, and so I just remember like sitting on the hotel room bed, like playing that for hours.
Yeah.
I think I was young enough that when I was starting up the game, actually, I think I remember what was it? There's like the quiz at the start, and it's like asking you all the questions. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And then when I got to the question, it's like, are you male or female? And I like was young enough that I'm like, Mom, I don't. Which one? I don't know what this is asking.
That's funny.
When was that? Maybe I was a stupid child. Hold up. When did Pokemon Explorers of Time release? How young was I?
Wouldn't that have been like
2007. I was 7.
2007.
I was 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of a dumb child.
Well,
I wasn't familiar with the that like those terms.
Right. Well, I mean, I think everybody's that way when they're that age.
Yeah. Mom, am I male or female? Oh no. I got to him.
Snorlax hurt by poison. Dang. Yeah, poison really doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It's
We
more
want
it just
toxic. That's why we want
Yeah.
toxic. I don't remember where you get toxic in this game.
yeah, poison just does like chip damage. It's a muck. Oh fuck.
It's 1 a.m. I have an reminder in my phone.
Wait. Did he shrink?
He used minimize, yes. He did shrink, he used minimize.
Oh.
So the fun thing about minimize...
Oh my
That was a
god.
critical hit. So the fun thing about minimize, one, it shrinks the Pokemon sprite, which is funny as shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't shrink this Pokemon sprite, it just replaces it with that one.
Yeah.
But the other funny thing is, it has a specific attribute with the move Stomp, where you use the move Stomp on it, and it'll deal double damage.
Yeah.
Which is funny. It's a small little bug, and it's like, yeah, you stomp that little bastard, kill him. Okay.
There you go.
Oh my god, he's level 43. Christ.
Oof.
And he poisoned. Please paralyze.
It's interesting he uses slot.
Oh, right, we won.
Okay.
We just won. He just used a self-destructing move. Well, it's obvious it's self-destructing move, it says. But he used self-destruct, and just gave us the badge.
That he just played himself.
And he didn't even kill Clefable in the process.
Yeah.
Take the soul badge.
Well, you know, it also used sludge, which is exactly what I had in my gallbladder. For it
The
to need to...
sludge?
I had sludge in my gallbladder.
You had the gallbladder sludge?
Yeah.
Aw.
And it had... That's why my gallbladder had to be taken out.
What did they replace it with?
A staple. Literally. Or maybe 2 staples. I have a staple or 2 in the middle of my abdomen right now.
Sick.
And no, I don't feel it. Which is kind of amazing, but...
I forgot a metal detector.
I don't have any problems when I go through TSA.
Oh,
Which is... So it must be like... Some... I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe the staple isn't made out of metal, which it's like, what would it be made out of then? But...
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. This is exactly what made me freak out. And made me think...
My cartridge is broken.
But yeah, for real, the manual... The purpose of the manual is literally to hype you up before you play the game.
Oh shit, let's go!
It's funny because... With a lot of old PC games, in order to play the game, you have to read the manual to understand what to do. And growing up, I never played a game where reading the manual was required. And I remember the first time I tried playing, like, Fallout 1.
Yeah.
I was like, I have no idea
what I'm playing.
But, like, so many old PC games, specifically RPGs, are like that.
Fallout 1.
Fallout 1.
Holy shit, Fallout 1. I needed to download the fucking... the instruction booklet to figure out what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
Very fun game. It's a little complicated, but I love it. Once you understand what to do, it's pretty fun.
I've played a little bit of Daggerfall. I have not read the manual. Everything I know about Daggerfall is stuff that I've watched on YouTube, and, there's a guy on YouTube who does he does RPG content. I think I watch him all the time, specifically his streams, but he goes by, I think you pronounce it Zarek. And he did
Derek.
And he said he did a video on Daggerfall New Player Guide, and I kind of followed that. But Daggerfall is like another example of I assume that most of the information you need is in the manual, because if you just go into Daggerfall knowing nothing about the game, you are going to have a bad time.
Nice.
But when you do understand the game and know how it works, then Daggerfall is incredible. It's a really cool game, but a lot of specifically RPG games, old PC games, are like that.
Well, I'm running into a building. Damn it. What level is the one I'm thinking of? That's level 50? Jesus Christ. No, we're not doing that yet.
But most of... There's 2 gyms?
Yes. Oh, it doesn't have the signs outside? Fighting Dojo.
Well, should we hit up these gyms in the next episode?
Well, we're doing a longer episode.
Oh, that's right, I forgot.
So this is a Saffron Pokemon Gym. Master of Psychic Pokemon. It's just a fighting dojo.
Yeah.
This one's just a regular gym.
Wow. Oh, but they make you... 2 Pokeballs. I wonder what's in them. We'll have to see when we beat the gym leader.
I know what they are, but... Huh! Take your shoes off!
So, you really only need to fight one of these guys, I guess. Then.
Built different.
Oh,
look at him.
Black belt.
Minky.
So, there was something I was gonna say about that. Oh.
I forgot to swap off Snorlax. I'm so sorry, Snorlax. Oh, that's not even that bad. That did no damage. Good job, Snorlax.
But even with, like, most NES games, which are very retro games, you don't need the manual because the games are just self-explanatory.
Right.
I feel like most Nintendo games, and even, like, PlayStation and Xbox, like, console games are really good at being, like, either it's very simple to, like, learn and play, or the game teaches you how to play. So, the manual is not required, but man, PC games were not the same.
I'm gonna show off another glitch right here. We got the Toxic Leech Seed combo. So, Toxic is ticked twice now because of Leech Seed also incrementing the counter. So it's gonna start dying super fast.
I like how that sprite has the little, like, angry thing on it.
I think it's gonna die this turn. Goodbye.
Yep. See ya.
I've never actually used that combo, so that's fun. It's fun to get to use that finally.
Yeah.
We actually have to fight the guy at the end, by the way.
Well, I know, but in order to get to him, you only need to fight one of them. I wonder if that was intentional. Or if they were just, like...
I am the karate master. I am the leader here. You wish to challenge us? Expect no mercy. Well, if you didn't want you being able to do this, they would have made it so you couldn't do this.
Yeah, but I wonder if they just didn't realize, you know.
No, I think they...
Well,
it's fine.
Well, that's very strange, I think.
It's a strange choice, yeah.
Yeah, it's
100% a strange choice, but...
Oh my gosh, we put tar on his heel. Like the North Carolina Tar Heels.
What? What does that mean?
I don't know what it means, but... So in North Carolina, there's UNC and Duke University, and they have a very intense rivalry.
Right.
Their basketball teams. And the UNC, they are known as the Tar Heels. And Duke University are known as, I think their mascot is like a devil.
Okay.
And so a lot of the times you'll hear North Carolina be referred to as the Tar Heel State.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Fire Punch. You have Fire Punch? You brat bastard. What I think is happening is, because I didn't know exactly how it works, I just knew that Leech Seed worked interesting with Toxic. I think the Leech Seed is doing toxic damage instead of normal Leech Seed amount of damage.
Interesting.
Just because I'm basing that off of how much damage Leech Seed appears to be doing.
Yeah.
Like watch. And then the rest is gonna go away. Yeah, Leech Seed, I believe, is doing toxic damage.
Yeah.
Holy hell. I thought it was Leech Seed did normal damage, but Toxic would increment damage faster. I did not realize Leech Seed would be doing toxic damage. That is crazy. Do not take our emblem as your trophy. In return, I will give you a prize fighting Pokemon. Choose whichever one you like. I don't have a Pokemon space, so I have to go deposit something.
Hmm.
F.
But earlier, You kind of caught me off guard when you, like, looked at me a little confused when I said Tar Heel. Like, what does that mean? And I'm like, oh, that's right. You didn't grow up in North Carolina. Like, it kind of, like, surprises me when people don't know what that that is. Because growing up...
That's, like, all you heard?
That, like, the rivalry between Duke and UNC was the only thing I ever heard growing up, so...
Gotcha. Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh?
But there's specifically rivals in basketball. But literally my neighbor next to me growing up, they had a... You know the yard flags?
You're doxing yourself as a Tar Heel, Kevin.
I guess I am.
My God.
Yeah, I did grow up in North Carolina. But,
do we want a Hitmonlee?
In my neighbor...
A Hitmonchan.
My neighbor next to me, you know yard flags that people have? Like, they're like little tiny flags that people, you know, put on like a rod and stick it in the front of their yard in like a garden or something.
Real quick, so we're not sitting here, which one do you think we should get? And then we can continue with your story, sir.
Okay, Hitmonchan or...
The punching Pokemon? Or the Tar Heel himself?
Do we go with the whip or the Nene?
I really like Hitmonlee though, so I'm gonna go Hitmonlee, unless you would prefer I go.
I don't have a preference.
Okay. I wanted you to get the option.
But
the flags in people's yards.
Yeah, they had a yard flag, my neighbor did, that said House Divided. And it was the dark blue of Duke University and the light blue of UNC. Like, cut down the middle of the flag. And it had the Tar Heel mascot and the Duke University mascot. House Divided. Like, wow. People take it so seriously. I'm not a sports guy.
Yeah.
So I didn't care at all, but
they did.
Yeah.
Very much so.
If I had to choose, I probably would go with Duke for 2 reasons.
Kevin, how dare you?
For 2 reasons. Not that I really care.
I'm kidding.
But the 2 reasons why is because one of my 2nd grade teachers graduated from Duke University. And 2, I'm pretty sure Duke is where my family, my sister specifically, because my sister played piano. I think Duke is where she got her baby grand piano from, because Duke University was Duke University was like selling their old like surplus instruments.
That's awesome.
And my grandma bought a baby grand piano for my sister from Duke. I think it was from Duke. I'm not 100% certain. But I know those are 2 really stupid reasons why I would support Duke. But they're the only reasons I have, because I couldn't care less about basketball or sports.
At all.
So, anyway. Oh, is this the casino?
Yeah.
Or the... Yeah. We found 10 coins, what up?
Making it big at the casino here.
Man, people are just dropping coins on the floor. Kinda crazy. Do you know where the coins are, or are you just... Yeah, you're just going around and... Whoa, 100! Man, we had the jackpot that time. Are we gonna be doing the simulated gambling?
Maybe just like one spin just to show, like, so we do it for just having it done on our agenda. But I don't think I'm gonna spend too much time here.
Yeah.
I just know that there's free money on the ground. I'm gonna grab that while I can. Not while I can, but
Is it actual money you can use in other places, or is it just for the casino?
it's just for the casino. And for redeeming prizes from the casino. But it saves us money.
Yeah. Remember, people, this is the reason why the ESRB or whoever decided to give the original Pokemon games a higher age rating than some of the EA games that have actual gambling in them.
That's funny.
Yeah. The ESRB is such a joke.
100%.
Such a joke. Well, the issue with the ESRB is that, from my understanding, like, all the big game companies are actually the ones who run the ESRB. So essentially they're rating their own games, which is kind of insane.
Conflict of interest.
Yeah. And that just should not be the case. There are people that could explain it a whole lot better than I can, but that is a thing that exists.
I'm guarding this poster. Go away. Or else. This goofball.
I'm actually not sure if it was ESRB or the PEGI rating system, or both. Because from my understanding, the PEGI rating system, which is like the rating system in Europe and stuff, has the same issue with how you put it, conflict of interest.
Right.
Defeated Rocket.
Dang! Our hideout might be discovered. I better tell boss. Where are you after? Hey, let's switch behind the poster. Let's push it.
Maybe if he didn't say that, then they're...
Hideout wouldn't be compromised.
Yes, exactly. That's the words I was looking for.
Like, where are you going over there? Oh, hey, he went over there and disappeared. Also said he's protecting this poster. Thanks. Thanks for letting me know. Who are you? How did you get in here?
So this is the Team Rocket base that we would have
Done before
earlier.
Town,
yeah. Drowsy.
Hitmonlee. Not very effective, but we'll see how much damage we do.
Not bad. Oh, it's a multiple execution move.
Kills McGee. Kill him.
Wow. Alright, we just glassed that guy.
Ow! Beaten!
Ow!
Ow! Can I that from this side? Or do anything? This door does not open from this side.
We must go deeper into the Team Rock. Well, they've nicely decorated the place with potted plants.
A little tap running.
Yeah. I watched that movie last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Monty Python.
Yeah.
Holy Grail.
It's kind of a coincidence you bring it up.
I'm glad you got what I was saying, though.
What's the significance of those, like, 4 square tiles?
Those are the ones you stop on.
Oh, okay.
This one.
They must have really waxed these floors or something. Make you slide on them like that.
We'll get to you later. I'll show something with that later. Not for now. Oops.
Who's your favorite character from that movie? Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
That's a good question.
Mine would be Bedivere, because there's 2 instances that I just love so much. Is one where where they're getting the shrubbery, and the shrubber is like, I am Roger the shrubber. I design, arrange, and sell shrubberies. And Bedivere goes, me!
No!
And the way he does it is so funny.
I like the... I don't remember exactly because I haven't watched it in a minute, but the line that's along the lines of, like, I can't believe we live in times like this where women can't... or where shrubbers can't drive by without seeing old ladies be yelled at with the words "knee."
Yeah.
And it's like,
there's a pestilence upon this land.
This is goofy as shit. I love it.
Nothing is sacred.
Nothing is safe.
He says, I think, kind of the exact quote would be like, how does he say it? He says, like, even those who design shrubberies are under considerable economic stress in this period of history.
So stupid.
But the other thing that Bedivere does, which I think is so funny. It's so funny.
Why did you come here?
It's very subtle, so if you don't, it's easy to miss if you're not looking for it.
Yeah.
But when they return to the Knights of Ni with their shrubbery, and the Knights of Ni, knights who say
we are no longer the knights who say Ni. We're the knights who say Eki, Putang Tweezy.
Yeah. When they say that, and King Arthur is like, oh, knights who until recently said Ni, and when King Arthur says Ni, Bedivere next to him like flinches. So funny. Oh. Yeah. I think this is my I think this is my theory as to like how the idea of the Knights of Ni came about, and like why it's as funny as it is because the Knights of Ni, knights who say Ni, and they say all these words that make people like, freak out. I think that is a parody of people who take bad words so seriously and who get offended by them. Like, I won't say it, but GD. It's like
why are you not saying it?
I don't know.
Is that a YouTube thing?
I don't know.
I mean, goddamn.
Yeah, goddamn.
Can we not say anything?
Okay, goddamn. So, like, I know there are so many people who, when you say that, that's like crossing the line to them.
Yeah.
And they get so offended, and I'm like, And I think the Knights Who Say Knee are kind of parodying that. Like,
Yeah,
people get like...
that's fair. I think you might be right on that.
Yeah.
No, not the smog.
Like, people... There are people who hate goddamn so much that it literally physically disturbs them. And I think that's what it's going on.
Yeah. I want to say I really like the whole skit, like the the one where like historian that got murdered.
Yeah.
And then like them solving the case.
Yeah.
Also the fact that the ending of the movie in itself is a joke because he gets arrested. It's a literal cop out.
Yeah.
Because they copped out of doing a fucking big old fight scene.
Yeah. I didn't catch that, but that's really funny. Last night, I actually watched the movie with my mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess neither of them have seen the movie in full.
Right.
Because there were a lot of scenes that my dad didn't remember or my mom didn't remember, and that last scene where they get arrested and that's the end of the movie, my mom was like, I don't remember that happening. I don't remember the movie ending like that. It's really...
Or the interlude.
Yeah. The intermission.
It's an intermission,
yeah.
It's not interlude, sorry.
Yeah. And it's an incredibly short intermission. You know what's weird, though, is that it's
when like it was playing in the theaters, if it was playing in the theaters, then people are like, oh, okay, and then they stand up to go, it's like, oh, it's starting again.
Well, it's one reason it's kind of funny is because it's near the very end of the movie.
Right.
And it's short.
Yeah.
But there was something I was going to bring up about it that I can't remember. I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
Yeah, I completely lost my train of thought. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say about it.
We're learning water... It's trying to learn water gun. Oh, no. Oh, shit. I declined twice. No. Yes. There. Did not learn water gun. There we go, perfect.
Grimer. I think I have a couple of Grimer Pokemon cards.
The funny thing is, if you look up the back sprites for Grimer and Muck in those games, I think the Grimer sprite is, like, taller and larger than the Muck sprite, so it's like, why did it get smaller?
Yeah.
This is BS.
That's weird. Well, you know what's very strange to me about the back sprites is that the pixels on the back sprite are bigger. Yeah, than the front sprite, and I don't know why that would be the case. Like, either they explicitly designed the sprites to have just bigger squares, or...
Well, I'm pretty sure they did that so that it looked like it's nearer.
Maybe. But, I don't know, I think that's a very weird way to, like, show depth, you know, but... So, my question is... Did they explicitly draw bigger squares, or are they using sprite scaling, which I don't think existed on the Game Boy?
That's a good question. I do not know the answer to that. We might have to look that up.
I'm gonna look it up.
My phone.
That's your phone.
Wrong phone.
Did the Game Boy have sprite scaling?
Take your guesses now.
I can tell you right now that the NES did not have sprite scaling, and the Game Boy is sort of comparable, similar to the NES. Kind of like how the Game Boy Advance is very comparable to the SNES. Even though a lot of people say that the Game Boy Advance is a portable SNES, and it's not. It really isn't, because it's actually far more capable than a Super Nintendo, but, let's see. I'm not interested in Game Boy Advance, I'm interested in the original Game Boy. Original Game Boy sprite scaling. Okay, according to Google AI overview, the original Game Boy, like the Nintendo Entertainment System, did not have built-in hardware sprite scaling capabilities.
What do people say?
Instead, sprite scaling on the Game Boy, and even more so on the Super NES, was typically achieved through software techniques. Why'd they bring up the Super Nintendo?
Stop meddling in Team Rocket's affairs.
Okay, so somebody on Reddit actually asked this question.
Okay.
Wow. Listen to this. I noticed in Pokemon Red, Blue, when in battle, the back sprite of your Pokemon has noticeably larger pixels.
That's funny. The exact same question.
When coding, the only answer that anybody ever gave was, when coding, it's pretty easy to program in a 2-to-1 transformation of simple sprites. So you're probably right, they probably just doubled it in size. So they did it through their own software, their own programming, instead of relying on any hardware capabilities of the Game Boy, which makes sense. So I guess if you really wanted to, I guess sprite scaling and rotation could exist on the NES and Super Nintendo, but the hardware didn't have built-in support for it. You had to do it yourself. So yeah, that's one of the fancier things about that's one of the things that makes the Game Boy Advance actually more capable than the SNES, despite being compared as like, oh, they're the same thing, but one is portable.
The elevator doesn't work. Who has the lift key?
But
Is it you?
The Game Boy Advance actually did have hardware support for sprite scaling, so yeah, and the SNES did not. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong about that, but I think that's the case. I guess we'll have to find the lift key.
Wonder where it is. Could be anywhere. No!
No!
Oh no, I dropped the lift key.
Wow.
Dude.
That's silly.
That is very silly. Anyway, I think we could call it there for an episode. We got the lift key, and we're about to go fight the boss of this dungeon.
We're about to dunk on all of these Team Rocket haters.
Well,
yeah, thanks for watching.
Tune in next time. We'll beat the shit out of Giovanni with Clefable's Mega Punches and Body Slams.
Yeah. I've never seen this before, so anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe. Take care.
Take care.